it's time to look at texturing the couch. So I'm going to start with leather because we have so many options for leather and substance. And artificial leather looks actually great right out of the box. Drag it in, and I'll set the UV projection to triplanar. A little bit of a difference. I actually like how shiny it is. New leather is also shiny like that. I'm going to try increasing the tiling. Yeah, I like the denser grain that gives me. Yeah, that looks much better up there. So tiling changes the scale. So now it's repeating 32 times. If I bring that back to 1, you can see the wrinkles on the cow's belly, even though, okay, this is artificial, but that's what it's imitating, are spread out, the stretch marks. And so we really want to get that down to looking more like it could be on an actual animal that was once alive. If you really want to see the details more, and sometimes it's worth it on the leather, you can go to texture set settings and change it to 4K. And you can see it's just giving a little more detail, and that's kind of nice. It's kind of worth it. So that's pretty good for shiny new leather. If I want something a little different, let's try one of these other leather options. Leather sofa. It's thinking. There we go. Definitely too big at first. And this is a smart texture. You can see that it's a folder with different layers in it, providing different attributes. So leather is the one that's doing the grain of the cowhide. And that's a very soft leather, or a supple leather. Let's look at it. UV projection, triplanar. And I already know, okay, it's already tiled at 3. I want to come down to height range and drop that down a lot. And now I'm going to scale it a lot smaller. Okay, I do like that a lot more. Really pushed the the scale down to something more like wrinkles or stretch marks on skin. And turn the color back on. I've got that nice sense of smooth new leather, but with the grain underneath the polish. You can wear the edges a little. Not seeing a huge difference. And so, cool. So leather sofa 1, leather sofa 2. And you can see this one does have that newer, shinier look. And I'll hide both of those. And I want to look at some fabric options for the couch. Come to look what they have for materials, regular materials. They've still got leather in there. That's an interesting pattern, not the window pane, but the stitch pattern. I might come back to that. Let's try fabric rough. Might be a little too yarny. Maybe. I like that. When I scale that down, that's going to be great. So let's look at what I just dropped on there. Okay, it's a regular texture, not a smart texture. And so UV projection, turn to triplanar, scale it down. Let's look up close. Yeah, that looks like a lot of the couches I grew up with. I like that fabric texture. And so one cool thing about this is if I don't like this color, I don't have to use it. When I come down, I can turn it off and get my height. Let's make sure I get a normal map out of that. When I export this, I can get this underneath any color. And let's just look at it as, say we want a red couch with this texture. We make a new fill layer, and I just want the color. Whoops, alt click to get just the color, and I'm going to make that wonderfully red. And so now I've got this nice sort of monochromatic room coming along, reds and pinks with graffiti. And if the director says no, I can give them a leather couch or another leather couch, depending on their mood. And then I can find lots of other textures or color textures to put on this outside of Substance. I don't need to make that finished decision right here. Okay, so that's a couple of looks at the couch. These legs. Go back to wood, or search for wood rather.